Hi Year 10, this is your second sketching video on 2-point perspective. This time we're going to get a little bit more complicated and we're going to draw the timber pieces from your knot puzzle that you've been working on in the workshop. This makes up a third of your first RA for the unit. So what you're going to be drawing, if we look at our orthogonal drawing, we're going to try and create the C piece and the O piece. Okay, so let's get started. I've got an example here of what it is that you're going to be drawing. So we can see that we've got our C piece and we've got some cutaways here. So our construction lines are going to become very, very important. Okay, alrighty. Grab a fresh piece of paper. The first thing you're going to do is grab your ruler, draw a horizon line in the middle of your page that is parallel to the top and the bottom edge. Draw on your vanishing points, and I like to label mine left vanishing point, right vanishing point. I'm going to start on top of the horizon line, and we are going to place roughly a 5 to 6 centimeter line or 50 to 60 mil. Okay, from there, as we know, our technique to draw a cube, we're actually drawing a rectangular prism this time. We know that we go from the base of the line to the vanishing point, nice and light. Same thing to the right vanishing point, we go to the top. Okay, line that up. And then back to our left-hand vanishing point. Great, so I've got my construction line started. Now between my construction lines, I'm going to draw in first the thinner edge of my rectangle, so between those construction lines. Excellent. This one is going to make up the longer side of my rectangle, so I'm just going to estimate a nice long edge there. And then I'm going to draw in the base of my rectangular prism. So lining up from the bottom of the thin edge to my right vanishing point. Same goes from the longer side of my face to the left-hand vanishing point over here. Awesome. So now I've got my rectangular prism. I'm actually going to go ahead and make the outer edges of my prism nice and dark so I can see them. So this is our heaviest line weight. Go over them so they're nice and crisp. Okay. Awesome. Alrighty. So on my front face is where I'm going to draw a rectangular cutaway. So we want to see all the way through the shape, just like your plywood in the workshop. So we're going to start by coming down this first edge that we drew. And I'm going to just roughly mark out what I think by estimating is the middle. And then I'm going to sort of come halfway between the top and the middle. Same again at the bottom, halfway between the middle and the bottom, just sort of estimating. I'm going to very lightly now draw a construction line back to my right hand vanishing point from those marks. Very lightly, very lightly. Line it up. Cool. Now I want to do the exact same but on the top edge. So I'm going to estimate the middle. And then this time, instead of going halfway, I'm going to go a bit closer to the edge. So it's almost like I'm leaving a third of the distance there. Halfway, sort of there. Just estimating, do what looks right. This is a vertical line, so I'm going to make sure I'm being parallel to my edges. So I'm starting there and I'm coming across really nice and lightly. Awesome. I only want to keep the inner rectangle that I've now drawn in perspective. So once again, I'm going to go over these lines, but this time I'm going to use a medium line weight. So I just want the inner rectangle. Awesome. Great. Now, from this top corner, I'm going to draw a construction line to my vanishing point, but really lightly. And I'm going to stop when I get to the edge of my shape because I don't need it to go all the way. I'm now going to pick by estimating from the what I can see from the bottom here of how wide this top edge is going to be. So I'm going to come along my construction line. I'm just going to estimate so that it looks similar to the bottom edge. And then from there, I'm going to line up with my vanishing point, and I'm going to draw in the roof of my cutaway there. So that was just from that construction line to the edge of my timber. Then I'm going to turn my ruler and I'm going to place a parallel vertical line in. Okay, I'm just going to go over that corner so it looks nice and crisp. I'm now going to get my rubber and I'm going to rub out some of these lines to make sure that that O shape is really popping off the page. So the first line I'm going to erase is this little construction line inside my cutaway. Just rub that out. Excellent. And then I'm going to rub away all of the extra lines I've got on my front face, just really gently. Awesome. Nice. I'm just going to quickly touch up any lines that I may have accidentally rubbed out a little bit. Awesome. And there we have it. We have drawn our first 2-point perspective timber knot puzzle piece. Good work. I'm now on the exact same page going to draw in another rectangular prism, and this time we're going to draw the C piece. So it's going to be a repeat of this the O piece that we have drawn, but we're obviously going to add in a bit of a cutaway. However, this one, I'm going to start on the same edge. So I'm lining my ruler up with that exact same edge. However, this piece, I'm actually going to draw with the longer side on this first line. So I'll show you what I mean. So from the bottom of this piece, I'm going to go up to my left-hand vanishing point, top to the left hand. Okay, come across to my right. Come across to my right. Okay, so I'm just going to draw out the width of my timber. I'm using the same width as my O piece. However, this time you might see that this was my long edge here. This is now that long edge. So I'm going to come across not quite as far this time because it's standing on its edge. Okay, we're going to place the top on. It's got quite a limited perspective, so just be careful. Try nice have crisp lines, always in that construction line weight. And there we've got our rectangular prism. We're going to go over those edges so they're nice and prominent. Excellent. Awesome. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same process. I'm going to come along this very bottom edge. I'm going to find what I think is the middle, and I'm going to go halfway. These are vertical lines, so I'm going to start with that first edge I drew and draw across, nice and light. Same thing here, nice and light. Make sure they're nice and parallel. Then I'm going to come across to this front edge, and I am now going to find the middle again, what I think is the middle, and I am going to come up. If this is from here, I'm going to come up about a third there. Same thing, I'm going to go about a third. That might be a bit aggressive, we'll see. And from those lines, I'm only going to go to this first construction line, but using my vanishing point, okay? So I want to come from there and I want to go to that first construction line. From here, I want to go to that first construction line. Excellent. I'm now going to go to my left-hand vanishing point and I'm going to come back down. Oops, and I've just realized I've made a bit of a mistake asking you to go over those lines, because you see this is exactly why we draw construction lines, because I now want to rub out. This is going to become that cutaway and I want to rub out these lines and not really see them. just crisp those lines up again. All right. From here, what we're going to do is go to our right hand vanishing point. We're going to link it up with the corner of the bottom here, and we're going to draw a little construction line. We don't have to go all the way. We can just go a little bit. Same here, to our left hand vanishing point, to the corner of our cutaway. And then I've just drawn in the top of that piece. I'm going to go over it. So we can see what would have been cut away coming into our middle section there. Alrighty. From here, I need to halve these edges. Just construction line weight now. I'm coming back to this front face. Okay. I'm going and making this rectangle in the middle. Here on the front face, I'm only linking up these two little pieces of the cutaway. Excellent. Okay, so now hopefully you can see that our C-shaped cutaway is coming together. We're going to start down in this bottom right hand corner and go to our left vanishing point nice and lightly. We're then once again going to estimate, based upon this front edge, how far along we could also get our, come to our, I'm just going to estimate, I think it's about there. I'm going to draw a parallel line coming up, and then we should be able to link this up with our vanishing point and draw in the edge of our C shape. I'm going to get my rubber again, and I'm going to rub out all of those construction lines just to make this shape really crisp, so you can see what you've built. Excellent. Any lines that I think I need to just make a little bit more prominent, I'm going to go over. I think that was about all for me. You might need to do a couple more, and there you have it. You have got two parts of your timber knot puzzle. This is your first RA, and you need to now take a photo of your work. And upload that to your student workbook. Well done.